Good morning everyone, Nick the gardener, and I was out yesterday going to my mate's house, and I was driving down a little lane, and I'll just show you what I saw out the window as I was driving by. So just down there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cannabis bags full of old compost there, which looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to grab them bags and that compost and take it home. And I'd like to thank Terry King for making me keep an eye out for this stuff, and it's my first one I found, so I'm very happy. So thank you very much, Terry. So I'm going to lob this in the back of a van, and then I'm going to go to a customer's house and make some biochar. See you in a bit. Just got back from getting the cannabis compost, which was a good find. 10 23 litre fabric pots, which is brilliant, because last time I bought some fabric pots they cost me 36 to 40 pounds, so I've just got 10, which is even more, and then the same size as what I've got at home as well. So I'm happy with that. Saved myself, at least 70, 80 quid there, and a bit of compost to stick in with a compost bin when I get back. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing today, and gonna make some biochar. I'll just show you the part of wood. So this is what I've been chopping down in the customer's garden all year. Just left it at the back here to sort of season so I could burn it. And I did do a burn here last year, a load of biochar, and I got a decent amount really, but I did let it burn away, so I'm going to have to make sure I put it out. But I'm going to try and take it away with me today as well, so I'm going to give it, probably fill the whole hole up with water so it puts it out properly. But first what I've got to do, I don't know if you can tell, but just down there there's a little indentation, and that's where I dug the hole last year. So I'm going to remove the weed fleece and start digging a hole, and I'm going to start preparing the wood and chopping it up into little bits. Luckily it hasn't rained for the last few days, so it's quite nice and dry, and there's loads of little twigs which should go up quite well. There's some bigger branches which I'm going to have to chop up with the chainsaw, but most of it I'm going to get through with the loppers. But a lot of it is pyrocantha, and it's fire thorn, that is, and there's evil thorns all throughout all of this, especially when they're dry. I don't know if you can see the size of that one there. If you get them in your hands, they're lethal. So I ain't got no gloves what Terry King uses, thorn protector ones, but I'm definitely going to have a look at Terry's links to the description. Cool Job gloves, that's it. Yeah, I'm going to look at the link in Terry's description on his videos, see if I can get a pair, because I'm always getting thorns in. Anyway, I'm going to put you on a time lapse and start chopping up this wood. Right, okay. Bit of a workout, it's good exercise. So I've chopped up a little bit there to get me going. What I'll do now is I'll dig the little pit just here and light a little fire in it, get some water just to be on the safe side, a couple of watering cans full. And if you are doing a fire pit or anything, you just got to make sure there's nothing really overhanging, like any big tree branches or anything. But here it's okay. There's not too much wind today, and it's fairly cold, so everyone's going to have the windows shut today, which is good, so there's no smoke or getting anyone's houses. Yeah, right, so I'm going to start digging the hole. And it's going to be a cone-shaped hole, because what you need to do is build a little fire at the bottom and build up the wood, so the wood at the bottom is starved of oxygen, and that process is called pyrolysis, and it's basically burning off all the volatile gases out of the wood just to leave the carbon skeleton behind. I'll explain a bit more about why that's so beneficial for your lawn, not for your lawn, for your soils in a little bit. Okay, so that didn't record. It only took me a couple of minutes really just to dig a little hole, cone-shaped hole, and put the soil around the edge. So I'm just going to get a little fire going at the bottom and keep feeding it with materials over there, and just keep layering it up. Once the first layer catches, you put the next layer on, and then wait for that to catch a bit, and then put the next layer on. You don't want to put it on too quickly, otherwise you can smother the fire. Right, I'm just going to put a little nest of these little pyrocantha twigs at the bottom. They're really nice and dry, and they're going to go up quite well, I think. So I'm just going to pop some of them at the bottom. Make sure not to stab my fingers. I've got a few dried twigs from home. A bit big though, really. Get some more little twigs from over here. Yeah, I think this is going to go up a treat, really. It's all nice and dry. Right, got a natural sustainable firelighter here. Got no petroleum in it or anything. I'm hoping I can get this lit, and that'll get the rest of the wood going quite nicely. Use my Leatherman to start the fire. Oh, that's the wrong one. So in here I've got a firelighter, which is that. And then the striker is the, where is it? There it is. Let's put that around there. Let's just fluff this up a bit. There we go. Hopefully that should get that firelighter going. Right, I need to get some wood on it. Should have got more twigs, I think. Hopefully that will get going. Right, give that a sec to get going. Lob a few more bits on. Right, I'll probably set you up on the post over there so you can get a better view of everything that's going on. Right, okay, we've got the fire going, and we'll keep feeding it now. It'll take it a little while to get it going properly. So I'll stick you on time lapse anyway. Right, just have a look how it's going, and it's going okay. It was a little bit too wild at the start. It wasn't making biochar at the start, but I think at the bottom there now, it's pretty much getting starved of oxygen. And I'm just going to keep layering up. Now this layer's on the top's going, I'll start to get another layer on to try and smother the layers below of oxygen so pyrolysis can take place. But yeah, quite happy. Still got a fair old pile to get through. Got my chainsaw out a minute ago just to try and chop some of those bigger bits up that my loppers wouldn't get through. But yeah, I mean, biochar is awesome for a garden. It's like 1 gram, like a 1 little centimetre cube or something like that of biochar. If it's all flattened out, so it's like 1 layer thick, it can cover up to 2 tennis courts, and that is massive. So it's basically just like accommodation blocks for all the microbes, nutrients, bacteria, water, air, and it can stay active in the soil for over 1,000 years. And I know that because when they looked at the Amazon and the terra preta, that's still active today and still creating soil. So yeah, if you don't know much about that, I would check out terra preta, and yeah, I'd better get another layer on there before it all burns away. So I'll be back in a minute. Hi everyone. So the burn's going really well. I've got through most of the pile now, and I think I'm going to get a fair decent amount of biochar from that. And another good reason to make your own is, I went down the garden centre the other day for a little box, a couple of, not even a kilogram, I don't think it was like £20 for a little box of biochar. But I mean, not everyone can make it this way with a cone pit. You can do it in a barrel. And the other day I found out an even easier way of doing it at home. If you've got a wood burning stove, you can make it in a wood burning stove, but you have to do something first, because you can't just let it burn in with the oxygen, otherwise pyrolysis won't happen, it will all just turn to ash. But stay tuned till the end and I'll show you what I did last night to make biochar in my living room, which I only found out the other day, and I'm gutted that I hadn't found out about it sooner, because I wouldn't have to bother doing this. But this will get a decent amount, hopefully to cover my whole allotment like it did last year, as long as I put it out properly. So yeah, it's going pretty well. Just need to get another little layer on there in a minute. So I've not got too much to chop through now, but it's going really well. Today I'll save myself at least a couple £100, I think. Okay, so I'm still going, and yeah, it's going quite well. Just chopped up the last sort of bigger bits to pop on the top there, and that hole now is pretty much full with biochar and ash. So it's looking good for the allotment. Yeah, and one other thing about biochar is when you're making it, it's best to blast it with water so that all the steam bursts out all the little pores in the biochar to open them all up. And that way you get more sort of apartment blocks for all the microbes. But yeah, blasting it with water is the best thing to do to clear all the pores. Right, so we're not too far to go now then. Just going to wait for those bits of wood on top to get more burnt, and yeah, then I'll be dousing it with some water. But you don't just want to apply biochar directly to your soil, because it's like a sponge really. If you put it into your soil, then it's going to suck out all the nutrients, all the moisture and everything into the biochar to charge it up. So what you have to do first is to pre-charge it before you pop it into your soil. Now you can do that a number of ways. You can pop it into a barrel with some urine and fertiliser, microbial solution, any sort of J-down fertiliser, any sort of chicken poo, manure, compost, even a bit of soil, add it to it, because it's all got bacteria in there which is going to help inoculate the biochar. But you want to have it sort of sitting in a bucket of liquid, charging for at least 2 or 3 days really. Alternatively, you can sprinkle it straight into your compost and let it charge up in your compost, or you can add worm castings to it and stuff like that really. Basically, you just don't want to put it into your soil without it being charged, because otherwise, like I say, it's like a sponge, it will just suck everything out. But yeah, it's not too far to go now, so I've only been doing it about an hour and a half so far, and looks like I'm going to get a fair decent amount of biochar from there. Could have probably dug the pit a little bit deeper so that wood on top had a chance to get down into the pit so that it's burning without oxygen, like pyrolysis. But I'm happy that I've got it filled anyway. It's about the same as what I had last time. Just got to put it out, don't let it all burn away. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that burn. Those bigger bits on top now, I'm just gonna, you know, water them so they're not, basically they're not going to burn away. So yeah, I'm going to douse it all with water now, and hopefully the steam is going to open up all those pores in the biochar and make it excellent for when I want to charge it up a bit later on. So let's give it a douse of water. And like I say, it's going to need at least 2 or 3 of these, because last time when I did it, I didn't put it out properly. Like, I think I mentioned that a few times. But look at all that lovely, lovely biochar. Let's pour a load in the middle. Right, I'm going to go and get another couple of these. Just take like a little bit of plastic there. Right, I'm going to grab a couple more. See you in a minute. I'll give it another one. Maybe another one after this. Maybe another one after that. Just take a couple of these bits off that aren't properly burnt. Okay, so it's still smouldering just a little bit. So I'm going to put some in the plastic buckets, dig down, and pop some water in it. I'm going to get some more water first, just so it doesn't burn the thing, the container. Right, let's start digging this out then, seeing what it's like. Oh yeah, there's still quite a lot of heat in it. Yeah, I'm going to give it some more water. Right, let's have a look at that. Yeah, there's a few bits that haven't properly completely burnt, but it's looking pretty good. A bit of mud. I'm going to put some water in there. There's a few bigger bits that I haven't burnt properly. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That's 1.5 tubs of biochar. Hopefully it won't set fire to the back of my van. It's got plenty of water in there. I've also got 10 bags of cannabis compost and the fabric pots there, which is the main thing I wanted really. They'd be awesome for growing potatoes in. And I've got a few little bits of ash, which was quite straight, which I think they'd be good for peepholes. So all in all, it's been a good day. And if you've liked what you've seen, or if you've got anything from the video, please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever takes your fancy. But yeah, if you want to see how I'm going to charge this up before I use it, then subscribe and watch the next video so you don't miss it. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss it. And yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go back to the allotment now and drop all this off. So that's not a bad day's graph, that. Load of biochar, and there's 12 pots there altogether. So that's about 72 quid's worth of bags, maybe 100 quid's worth of biochar, and it looks like mostly cocoa coir in that cannabis roots and stuff. But that'll all just get tipped into the compost. So I think I'm official now. I've joined the Terry King Club of the cannabis unscrupulously dumped to our benefit. Anyway, I'm going to go home now and I'll show you the easy method of making biochar. Right, okay, so I'm home now, and like I said, the easiest way to make biochar at home, if you've got a wood burning stove, is get a couple of baked bean tins and chop the end off, crimp it so that can fit in there, but fill it full of twigs or wood chips or something. And because in this tin it's burning without oxygen, it just burns off all the volatile gases through a little hole in the end there. And yeah, you can make biochar like that, which I would have been making loads all through the year if I'd have realised you could do it like that. But yeah, so this is the easiest way to do it. You only get a small amount, but you can get bigger tins and stuff. But I thought that was a real good way, a real good tip if you can't dig a hole outside, if you haven't got the room or anything like that. So yeah, please give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and consider subscribing so you don't miss another video really. And thanks a lot. Goodbye.